What's up, ninjas? Congratulations on completing the previous video for day 7 on Run a Node. Now it is time to put your new knowledge to the test with a few multiple choice questions. Feel free to rewatch the previous video to bolster your understanding of this topic based on how you go in this quiz. Ready? Let's begin. First question. When running an injected node, it automatically validates transactions on the network, and your options are yes or no. So does it validate or does it validate automatically? The answer is no. So the injective node, when you run it, it sits on the network and it is able to interact with the network. However, it doesn't perform validation by default. You need to do a few additional steps that include setting up a wallet and connecting it, and then doing staking via that wallet, and then finally also setting up something called Peggy, which is an Ethereum bridge. And there are many steps involved, right? So only upon doing those additional steps does your injective node actually start validating transactions on the network. So here's the documentation on how to go from a basic or base level injective node to a node that actually is validating on injective mainnet. Next question. You can run an injective node on Mac, ARM or Intel, or Windows, ARM or x86-64, or Linux, ARM, x86-64. So which of these is it? I'll pause for a bit while you think of the answer. And the answer is all three. So this is actually the lookup table, if you will. So on Windows, on either architecture, you can't actually run it with either the pre-built binaries or compile and build from source. However, you can run it from Docker. Now on Mac, you can run it from Docker as well. Plus you can compile and build from source, right? But you cannot use the pre-built binaries. On Linux, same as Mac, you can use Docker and you can also compile and build from source. But you do have the additional option, which is to use the pre-built binaries only on the x86-64 architecture. So yeah, on all operating systems, you can use Docker, but only on Mac and Linux, you can compile and build from source. And for the pre-built binaries, that's only on one specific architecture of Linux. Now, you have tested your knowledge with a quick quiz, and I would like to know if you got the questions right or if there was anything that you weren't sure of. If so, drop your questions in the comment section below, anything you'd like to clarify as well. All the links for the resources mentioned earlier on will be provided in the description. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. But before you go, note that this is a preview edition of the video that is part of 7 Days of Injective course. We are creating the full version of the course with all the bells and whistles, and if you watch this far, I'm sure that you'll be keen on that too. So do sign up using the form by scanning the QR code or clicking on the link in the description of this video. For now, on to the next video.